Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty360. Everyone's happy, safe, and well. I want to welcome you back to another edition of Loyalty Live. In this series, we talk to leading agencies, technology partners, and consultants in customer channel and brand loyalty about the technology trends and best practices that impact a brand's ability to drive unique experiences, engagement, and most importantly, customer loyalty. Today, we had the pleasure of speaking with Sue Frech, who is the CEO for Vesta. How are you, Sue?
Great. Thanks so much for having me, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. First off, we'd like to start these on a more personal note to get to know the people we're speaking with a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your role with the company now, and your background?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the founder, as you mentioned, the CEO of Vesta. I started out on the brand and marketing side. So I worked at CPG, healthcare companies, Kraft, GSK, and then spent the greater part of my career at startups in the event, digital, shopper marketing, social media marketing space before launching Vesta. So huge passion for digital marketing.
Okay, great. When you look at Vesta, can you give us a brief overview of Vesta, what you guys do, how you do it, industries you work with, because there probably are a few people that are not familiar with what you guys do. So I think it would be great to know.
Yeah, sure. So Vesta, our company, we're an all-in-one community building software platform for brands. So we help marketers that want to elevate their relationships, their consumer engagement, and really transform the way that they communicate and their relationships with consumers. And then we want to help them mobilize their most valuable consumers to help them create advocacy, capture insights, and then, of course, reach their sales potential. And we work with any brand that's interested in building a deep relationship with their consumers or their customers, but we have tremendous experience in CPG and retail.
Okay. When you look at customer loyalty, brands are obviously looking to drive unique experiences, enhance engagement, as we mentioned in the opening. But there's also challenges with regard to what they should be looking at, what they should be doing. So, what do you think the biggest challenges, or even the opportunity you see around customer loyalty is today?
Well, you know this, Mark. Loyalty is hard. It's really hard. There are so many choices, and we find that consumers are even more fickle than they were before. And we're, of course, in this cancel society where the wrong move, the wrong message can really be detrimental to a brand. And consumers, I know, they can see through the BS. So if you're saying one thing as a brand, you're doing something else, consumers are going to figure it out, and then they're going to shy away from your brand. But on the flip side, when you say, what's the opportunity? If you have the right message, we tell this to all of our clients and our partners, having the right message that can resonate or strike a chord with your consumers, that can drive the lasting loyalty. If your brand stands for something, communicate it and let your advocates, your consumers, share it out. It's, we say it's not so much a cool tagline or a cool ad. It's about being able to authentically share the purpose behind your brand. And that's what can really be an opportunity for marketers.
Absolutely. When you look at kind of your clients, their needs around customer loyalty, customer experience, you enable them with a pretty unique feedback tool. How do you think your the customers you work with, your clients, needs have evolved over the last couple of years, and what are you advising them with regard to keeping them current on customer loyalty?
Yeah, I think you said it, the feedback tool. One of the greatest benefits that we saw over the last 2 years is the ability, when you have a brand-owned community, is that ability to gather insights. We love the brands that were communicating with their community members over these tough and challenging times and really being able to engage and have relationships and build stronger relationships with their most valuable customers and their advocates. So the feedback that they were able to capture really helped them with their messaging, their marketing, new product launches during a challenging time. But they also were able to help them communicate when the brand was having a challenge. Are we having a supply chain issue or an inventory issue? So they were able to understand what a consumer wants and needs because they have that constant feedback loop.
Absolutely. When you look at the next big thing for customer loyalty, customer experience, what do you think that is? As brands prepare for the next 6, 12, 18 months?
Yeah, I don't know so much as a new trend, but I think it's just continuing to grow. It's mobile engagement. I think Forbes was saying that by 2022, mobile commerce is going to grow by 70%. So at Vesta, we see approximately 75% of our community members are coming in through their mobile devices. So they're visiting the community through their mobile devices. And we know almost every brand has adopted this mobile first mindset. But when we talk to the marketers, we say, make sure it's every consumer action is thinking about mobile first, and make sure the UX is easy to navigate. It may be easy to engage, but are they able to find their points, their rewards? Are they able to find answers to questions that they need easily? My most exciting part is the mobile wallet. I think we've all experienced this, just being able to have something right in your wallet that's on your phone or your device. It's actually becoming a really powerful marketing tool. So we can deliver targeted promotions, offers, free product samples, coupons, discounts, and it all gets dropped right into their device. And then the data that you're able to collect, you can drive them straight to a specific retailer and capture not only what are they purchasing from, that exact product, but what else is in their basket. So just getting incredible data. So we're really excited to see where mobile will get pushed to, what experiences are going to happen, and how it can help build even greater loyalty.
Okay, great. When you look at emotional loyalty, you talked about it a little bit. It's a big area of interest for brands. They're looking to move their program from transactional to emotional and experiential. We actually just had a small-sided meeting, and we were talking about some of the opportunities. How do you kind of help play in that emotional loyalty arena for brands and in creating deeper customer engagement?
We have been hearing the term emotional loyalty so much this year. And just to elaborate a little bit on what I said earlier, I always say marketers are the brains and consumers are the heart. So all of those best ideas can die without consumer endorsement, without approval. And then you think about all these startup brands, small brands, they actually have this super loyal following, but they don't have the scale. So these big brands we're working with say, we want that passion. We want that emotional connection. So we say, your consumers, your customers, they're actually your megaphone. So let them talk about you, let them share. Their testimonials, their recommendations are so powerful that they're going to inspire others to try your products and services. And then reviews are still king. Recommendations from a consumer that's tried your product or service, loves your brand, can have a greater impact than any other media on driving new customer acquisition. So we know that this community allows you to build an authentic relationship, as we talked about, a feedback loop, and then you have the ability to recognize and reward your advocates. And it's really important that when you think about a community, it does so many things for them when it comes to customer loyalty.
Okay. When you look at industries can be challenging with CPGs being disintermediated from a kind of a customer on the end, the side, on the purchase side, true purchase side. How does the brand's industry impact the way they can set up and manage a customer community? Are there certain verticals that are more of a natural fit due to their product offering, their audience, or other factors?
Yeah, so we say every brand has an audience. And if you're trying to build a deeper relationship with that audience, then your brand is well suited for an online community. I think the answer then is there's a wide variety of technologies, and not every technology is going to be suited for the type of community you want. So there are technologies that are going to help you manage, build, and grow those relationships. At Vesta, we deliver an all-in-one solution to help reduce the number of tools you need to build and grow that consumer relationship. And we work so heavily, as I mentioned earlier, we work in CPG and retail quite often, but we work so heavily because they're in a highly competitive space and they have very fickle customers. And so these brands have to stay top of mind, and particularly between purchases. They also need to constantly look for ways to identify and activate their advocates, because they know ratings and reviews and testimonials are so critical. And then, of course, we talked a lot about the capturing insights. And then these also, CPG and retail, they want to drive online and offline sales and then make the connection between those. So a consumer community and online community can do all of those things.
Okay. Excellent. When you look at data privacy, data security, it's a big area of interest with the Virginia laws, the Colorado laws, GDPR, CCPA in California, and this kind of revisions. It's a big area of concern, and especially with all the changes that we mentioned, and Google going, and cookies going away, and Apple and so their mail privacy protection rules. A lot of challenges and opportunities. How do you see brands leveraging communities that allow them to still create engagement, collect data, collect that zero-party data, and use that data to improve or enhance their customer loyalty strategies?
Yeah, data is going to be a competitive advantage. So it's going to be continue to be a high price ticket. And the more these third-party channels are growing and building their audiences, the more they're going to charge for marketers to reach them. So by building an online community, we tell marketers this all the time, you're able to collect this sea and this depth of demographic, psychographic, behavioral, social data, purchase behavior. And, as I mentioned earlier, this constant feedback loop also allows you to understand what community members want and what they need. The data collected in the community, we always talk about this is proprietary data, gives you competitive advantage, but it's also predictive. It's going to help you understand and make better business decisions. So it's not just about engaging the community members, but how can you leverage the data that you're collecting in the community, which is proprietary, integrate it with your other data, whether it's your DMP or your CRM, and then continue to leverage that data to deliver personalized experiences and relevant offers. This is going to create higher engagement and, of course, deeper emotional loyalty.
Okay. When you look at the opportunities for brands, is there a piece of advice or maybe a couple of things that brands should be looking at or considering with regard to, enhancing customer engagement, advocacy, and loyalty through their online community?
Yeah, we always say start small. It's not about millions and millions of consumers. You actually need high quality advocates and evangelists. Those are people that are going to provide you with authentic feedback. They're going to help, reduce your opportunity for a new product launch to fail, but they're also going to amplify that message that I spoke about earlier. If you have a strong purpose or you have a new product launch, this is the opportunity to leverage those community members to actually be the megaphone and to create advocacy. So we really promote quality over quantity. And the second thing is have a strong value exchange. And I think loyalty programs have done this really, really well. And we're looking at community, and saying to our marketers, what is the value exchange? If they're part of your community, they're writing reviews and recommendations, they're offering you ongoing feedback. Are they getting early access? Are they getting to try new products? Are they getting points that can be transferred into their loyalty program, better discounts? Are they able to speak to professionals? So this is an opportunity to give them something that you can't get if you're not part of the community. And then the third thing is the best communities, the most successful ones, align their community activations with their overall marketing strategies. So when you look at it, it's looking through the lens of community. So everything you're doing, whether it's, again, the new product launches, new partnerships at retail, promotions, sponsorships, you've got the big game coming up this weekend, everything can be looked at through the lens of community.
Absolutely. Well, Sue, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It's always great to hear what you guys are seeing and doing. And obviously, for those who are not as familiar with Vesta, it gives them a great deal of insight into how you're helping other brands drive customer loyalty through the community-based approach. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. Great.
Thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for listening. Hopefully you learned a great deal today, and join us again for another edition of Loyalty Live coming up soon. Have a wonderful day.